Welcome back, beautiful souls. I'm Pandora, and I am so excited to have you here today. Whether you're cozy at home, on a walk with your headphones in, or doing something creative, this time is just for you. So let's drop in, take a deep breath, and open our hearts. Today we are stepping into the nurturing, intuitive, deeply feeling world of Cancer, and exploring how it beautifully blends with each life path number in numerology. This is one of my favorite soul combinations to explore, because Cancer energy is all about emotional depth, memory, soul connection, and unconditional love. And when we pair that with the soul blueprint of your life path number, wow, the result is pure magic. But before we begin, let's go over how to calculate your life path number, in case you're new to numerology or want a little refresher. Here's how you do it. Take your full birth date, day, month, and year, and reduce each section to a single digit unless you get an 11, 22, or 33. These are master numbers, and we'll keep those intact. Let me walk you through an example. Let's say someone was born on July 5th, 1993. And month, July is the 7th month, 7. And day, 5 is already a single digit, 5. Year, 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3 equal to 22. Now we add those together. 7 month plus 5 day plus 22 year equal to 34. 3 plus 4 equal to 7. So this person's life path number is 7. If your final number adds up to 11, 22, or 33, don't reduce it. Those are master numbers, and they carry a higher spiritual vibration. Alright, now that you know your number, get ready to explore how your Cancer essence combines with the mission of your life path to form the unique soul blueprint you came here to live. Whether you're a Cancer sun, moon, rising, or just love someone with Cancer energy, this is for you. Get comfy, light a candle if you feel called, and drop into the beauty of who you truly are. Let's begin. Cancer plus Life Path 1, the soft-spoken leader. This pairing creates a gentle yet powerful presence. Cancer is nurturing, intuitive, and emotionally deep, while Life Path 1 is independent, driven, and meant to lead. At first glance, they may seem like opposites, but together, they form a quiet storm of wisdom and willpower. If you're a Cancer with a Life Path 1, you are protective and pioneering. You care deeply about others, yet your soul is here to forge its own trail. You likely grew up being the caretaker, the one others leaned on emotionally. But you've also always had a spark in you that knew you were meant to do things your own way. The challenge for this combo is learning to trust your own voice. Cancer energy tends to be self-protective. It may avoid confrontation or shrink when things get intense. But Life Path 1 demands that you step up, speak out, and claim your role as a leader. You may have a habit of putting others first, to your own detriment. But part of your soul mission is to show the world what leadership looks like when it's rooted in compassion. You have the emotional intelligence to lead with empathy, and that's what makes you unforgettable. You're not the loudest in the room, but people feel safe around you. They trust your insight. You're the kind of leader who listens before you act. In relationships, you may crave both emotional security and independence, which can sometimes cause tension. But once you find a partner who respects both sides of you, you flourish. You thrive in careers that involve healing, entrepreneurship, coaching, or leading teams with a personal touch. You might be drawn to build your own business, especially something that helps others feel seen or supported. Your soul came here to lead through love, to embody courage in a gentle way, and to remind the world that power and softness can exist together. Cancer plus Life Path 2, the empathic healer. This is one of the most emotionally sensitive and spiritually tuned-in combinations. Cancer is already intuitive and heart-centered, and when paired with Life Path 2, the peacemaker of numerology, it creates a soul whose deepest desire is to connect, support, and heal. If this is you, you are likely someone others confide in. You sense emotions before they're spoken. You may even feel physically affected by other people's moods or the energy of a room. Your heart is wide open, and your mission is to be a bridge between people, helping create harmony, love, and emotional safety wherever you go. But with such open emotional channels comes a challenge: boundaries. Both Cancer and Life Path 2 have a tendency to overgive, to say yes when they mean no, or to carry burdens that aren't theirs. You may struggle to put yourself first, fearing it will make you selfish or unkind. But let me tell you something, sweet soul. Your healing starts with self-trust. When you honor your needs, your boundaries, and your inner truth, you become even more powerful as a healer. You're not here to rescue everyone. You're here to guide, not to fix. You can love without losing yourself. And when you remember that, you become magnetic. In relationships, you're deeply loyal and emotionally generous. But you need reciprocity. A partner who takes without giving will leave you drained. You thrive with someone who values emotional depth and open communication as much as you do. Career-wise, you may be drawn to counseling, energy work, writing, teaching, or any role where you get to hold space for others. You have the gift of making people feel safe to be themselves. Your soul came here to embody emotional wisdom, sacred connection, and intuitive harmony. And the world is lucky to have you. Cancer plus Life Path 3, the creative empath. This is a soul pairing filled with emotional radiance and expressive magic. Cancer is ruled by the moon, full of tides and tenderness. Life Path 3 is the child of the universe, creative, optimistic, and born to express. Together, this combination gives birth to someone who can turn emotions into art, pain into poetry, and love into stories that heal others. If you are a Cancer with a Life Path 3, your emotions are the palette from which you create. You may feel things deeply, sometimes overwhelmingly so, but your path is to express, not suppress. You're here to alchemize all that inner emotion into something beautiful and inspiring. From a young age, you may have found comfort in writing, music, painting, or performance. You instinctively know that art is therapy. Your inner world is rich and alive, and your life path pushes you to share it with others. You might journal your feelings before speaking them aloud, and write songs or stories that reflect your emotional truth. Laugh in the middle of tears because you feel both joy and sadness at once. But here's the challenge of this pairing: emotional overwhelm and escapism. Cancer's need for emotional safety can clash with the 3 feet's need for fun and freedom. When things get heavy, you might avoid your feelings by distracting yourself, through humor, over-socializing, or avoiding confrontation. Your growth lies in learning to sit with emotion long enough to understand it, and then release it through creation. When you stop trying to fix how you feel and instead express it honestly, your light shines. You may struggle with confidence at times. Life Path 3 can carry self-doubt, especially when criticized or misunderstood. Cancer's sensitive nature can make that sting even more. But please remember this: you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Your voice matters. Your art matters, even when it's raw, or messy, or unfinished. In relationships, you're loving, romantic, and playful, but also sensitive to tone, words, and emotional undercurrents. You crave someone who listens deeply, speaks kindly, and values emotional authenticity. You flourish in partnerships where your inner child feels safe. Professionally, you could thrive in creative arts, therapy, teaching, acting, writing, or spiritual work that involves storytelling and communication. You are here to move people with your heart. You came into this life to remind the world that joy and depth can coexist, that vulnerability is a strength, and that expression is a sacred act of healing. Your mantra? I feel deeply, I speak freely, and I create from my soul. Cancer plus Life Path 4, the sacred homemaker. This combination creates a soul who feels most fulfilled when they are rooted. Cancer longs for emotional security. Life Path 4 builds it brick by brick. Together, this pairing forms a person who is grounded, loyal, and fiercely protective of the ones they love. You may have been the caretaker early in life, taking on responsibility far beyond your years. Whether it was emotionally, financially, or practically, you likely felt called to hold others together. But even as a child, you had a sense of purpose, to build something that lasts. You're not flashy or loud about it. Your gifts are quieter, subtler. You show love through consistency, presence, and effort. You're the one who remembers everyone's birthdays, checks in on friends, prepares food when someone's grieving. You build homes, not just with walls but with warmth. Your emotional world runs deep, but you don't always let people in easily. Cancer wants to protect. Life Path 4 is slow to trust. This combination often results in a strong inner world that few people truly see. But once you do open up, you're loyal for life. Your challenge? Over-responsibility and emotional rigidity. You may put everyone else's needs before your own. Stick to routines that no longer serve you, and struggle to adapt when things feel uncertain. The lesson here is this: structure is only sacred if it serves your soul. It's okay to change plans, to feel messy, to admit you're tired. You don't always have to be the strong one. You're not just here to support others. You're here to build a life that supports you, too. In love, you are devoted, nurturing, and steady. You crave emotional safety and someone you can trust to build a life with. When you find that, you bloom. In your career, you may thrive in real estate, therapy, interior design, teaching, or healing professions that allow you to create lasting foundations for others. You love work that's meaningful, methodical, and emotionally fulfilling. You are the sacred architect of the heart, and your life is your legacy. Your mantra? I build with purpose, I lead with love, and I honor my feelings as a compass. Cancer plus Life Path 5, the emotional explorer. This is a beautifully complex and vibrant soul pairing. Cancer seeks safety, home, and deep emotional bonds. Life Path 5 seeks freedom, change, and experience. At first glance, these two energies might seem like opposites, but together they create a unique spirit, a seeker of emotional truth who travels through life gathering stories, healing through motion, and loving with open arms. If you're a Cancer with a Life Path 5, you're the gentle rebel, the nurturing nomad. You long for connection, yet crave exploration. You may have grown up feeling emotionally anchored to your family or home, yet also feeling this inner call to experience more, break patterns, and go beyond the familiar. You're the kind of person who can cry over a memory and then laugh 2 minutes later, and wants roots but also wings, and craves adventure but always finds your way back to heart and home. Your challenge is emotional grounding. Life Path 5 wants change and stimulation, but your Cancer soul needs emotional continuity. This can lead to inner conflict. One part of you wants to stay in the comfort of what you know, and the other part wants to shake it all up. You might move homes often while still clinging to sentimental keepsakes. Switch careers or lifestyles, always searching for the one that feels right. When travel far and wide but always feel nostalgic about your childhood, you are here to balance freedom with feeling. To learn that change doesn't mean disconnection, that you can expand your world while keeping your heart intact. This combination also brings an incredible gift: emotional adaptability. You're someone who can walk into any room and sense the energy. You know how to shift, adjust, and bring emotional intelligence to dynamic spaces. People trust you because you're honest, but also sensitive to their needs. You may be drawn to work that involves movement, people, and emotional communication. Think counseling, coaching, travel-based careers, performance, writing, or healing practices that take you to different environments. You thrive when your days are not the same, but when you can still feel purpose in what you do. In relationships, you're passionate, curious, and emotionally open, but you can fear being tied down. You need a partner who gives you room to breathe and grow, while also offering the emotional connection your Cancer heart needs. Your growth comes when you realize freedom isn't the absence of commitment, it's the presence of choice. You get to choose where you put your energy, your time, your heart. You are a wanderer with a sacred heart, a lover of life's possibilities who still treasures the past. You came here to break emotional chains, not love itself. Your mantra? I explore with an open heart, I embrace change without losing myself, and I trust my feelings to guide my path. Cancer plus Life Path 6, the heart-centered guardian. This is one of the most deeply loving, nurturing, and spiritually aligned combinations in the zodiac and numerology world. Cancer is the cosmic mother, tender, intuitive, and protective. Life Path 6 is the divine nurturer, driven by service, responsibility, and unconditional love. When these two energies come together, you get a soul who is born to care, to love deeply, and to heal others through presence. If you are a Cancer with Life Path 6, you may have always felt like the emotional anchor in your family, even as a child. You carry a sense of emotional duty that runs soul deep. You might be the one everyone turns to when they're hurting, the one who remembers birthdays, checks in on friends, cooks for others, and worries when someone doesn't text back. You have a sacred protector energy. It's not just that you care, you feel responsible. You feel people's pain as if it were your own, and that can be both a blessing and a burden. You are the one who stays up late helping someone through a breakup, even if you're exhausted, and notices the small things, like who's uncomfortable in a room, or who didn't eat at dinner, and feels a sense of duty to make the world just a little softer and safer for others. Your challenge is emotional boundaries. Both Cancer and Life Path 6 have a tendency to give and give until there's nothing left. You may take on other people's problems, absorb their emotions, or feel guilty when you put yourself first. You might find yourself attracting people who rely on your energy to stay afloat, staying too long in relationships or jobs where you're not appreciated, and struggling to say no, even when your intuition is screaming for you to pull back. But here's your truth. You are not responsible for everyone's healing. You're responsible for your presence, your choices, your energy, and that's already powerful medicine. When you start to give from overflow, not depletion, you become unstoppable. You're not just here to comfort people. You're here to model what sacred care really looks like. This combination gives you incredible intuition. You likely know when something is off before anyone says a word. You may be drawn to healing arts, teaching, therapy, parenting, advocacy, design, or even running a business that serves a heartfelt cause. You want your work to matter, to leave things better than you found them. In love, you are deeply loyal, generous, and romantic. You want a home, not just a house. A soulmate, not just a fling. But you need to be careful not to lose yourself in love. You can easily morph into what others need, at the expense of your own needs. The healing comes when you realize love that depletes you is not divine. The real power lies in relationships that nurture both people, that honor your sensitivity and support your growth. You came here to anchor light in the world, not by fixing everyone, but by showing what grounded, mature, emotionally rich love really looks like. Your gifts are healing, beauty, empathy, and resilience. And when you claim your power as a sacred caregiver who includes yourself in that care, you become the example this world desperately needs. Your mantra? I give with an open heart, I receive with grace, and I honor the sacred balance between loving others and loving myself. Cancer plus Life Path 7, the mystic heart. This pairing is profound. Cancer brings the heart, the empathy, and the emotional wisdom. Life Path 7 brings the mind, the soul-searching, and the mystical depth. Together, they create a soul who lives in two worlds at once, the emotional and the spiritual, the human and the divine. If you are a Cancer with Life Path 7, you probably felt different from a young age. Maybe you preferred your own company, or asked questions that adults couldn't answer. You might have sensed energies in a room, picked up on unspoken feelings, or found yourself pulled towards spiritual books or nature long before anyone else your age did. This is the combination of the seeker and the healer. You are here to feel, and to understand what those feelings mean. You're not content with surface-level anything. Small talk, shallow friendships, fake smiles. They drain you. You need meaning. You crave truth. You want to understand the why behind the what. But this inner depth can sometimes make life feel lonely. You may isolate yourself when you're overwhelmed, and struggle to trust others with your inner world. Feel like no one really gets you on a soul level. Cancer makes you long for connection. Life Path 7 makes you long for solitude. That inner push and pull can be confusing. You may feel torn between wanting to be held and needing to disappear for a while to find yourself again. But here's your magic. You are the bridge. You connect emotion and wisdom, intuition and intellect, heart and mind. You are the soul who reminds others that vulnerability is a path to divinity. Your intuition is incredibly strong. You may receive messages in dreams, flashes of insight, or even through physical sensations. You might be a natural medium, spiritual guide, or energy healer, even if you don't use those words. You may be drawn to work in psychology or therapy, in astrology, tarot, or dream work, on writing, poetry, or research, environmental causes, or sacred healing arts. Whatever path you choose, it must feel spiritually aligned. If your work feels meaningless, you'll wither. Your soul needs purpose and solitude as much as it needs connection and comfort. In relationships, you crave deep emotional and intellectual intimacy. Superficial romance won't cut it. You need someone who can sit in silence with you, explore life's mysteries, and respect your need for alone time. Your biggest challenge is overthinking your emotions or spiritualizing your pain. Sometimes you analyze instead of feel, or retreat into your head instead of letting others in. But when you trust your heart as much as your mind, you become a profound teacher of balance. You don't just know spiritual truths, you live them. Your presence is healing, mysterious, and magnetic. People may not always understand you, but they're drawn to your energy because you carry the essence of the sacred. You came here to show that emotional wisdom is spiritual power. That feeling deeply is a form of knowing. Your mantra? I trust the quiet, I honor the mystery. I am a soul of depth, and my heart leads me home. Cancer plus Life Path 8, the empowered nurturer. Now this is a divine paradox in motion. Cancer is the nurturer, the mother archetype, the empath, the intuitive. Life Path 8 is the power player, the CEO, the master of material reality, the builder of empires. When you bring these two energies together, you get someone who leads with love and rules with compassion. If you're a Cancer with Life Path 8, you're here to redefine what power looks like. You don't dominate, you uplift. You don't manipulate, you mentor. You may appear soft on the outside, but inside, you are made of steel wrapped in silk. This combination gives you deep emotional intelligence, incredible ambition, a strong protective instinct, a knack for building something meaningful. But make no mistake, you've likely gone through a lot to claim your strength. Life Path 8 doesn't hand out ease, it teaches mastery through challenge. And your Cancer side? It feels every lesson deeply. You may have had to grow up fast, support your family, take on adult roles too early, learn to hide your vulnerability in professional spaces. You are someone who works hard, not just because you want success, but because you want to create security for the people you love. Money isn't just about status to you, it's about protection, comfort, legacy. You build not for your ego, but for your tribe. At your best you are grounded but soulful, generous but discerning, and sensitive but strategic, visionary but deeply loyal. Your challenge lies in burnout and control. Because you care so much, you can take on too much. You want to fix, manage, organize, and protect everyone. But your soul lesson is learning that real power includes rest, trust, and delegation. You may also wrestle with self-worth. Life Path 8 seconds often tie their value to their productivity. Cancer adds guilt into the mix. You might feel like you're never doing enough, or that if you slow down, everything will fall apart. But here's the truth. You were never meant to carry it all alone. You're a powerhouse of creation, yes, but also a soul with tender needs. You need nurturing too. You need people in your life who remind you that you matter even when you're not producing. You may thrive in careers like unconscious business leadership, on real estate or finance with a heart-led mission, and coaching, mentoring, or speaking, and building wellness or family-centered companies. In love, you are devoted and loyal, but your partner needs to be emotionally intelligent and respectful of your goals. You want support, not submission. You don't need to be saved, you need to be seen. Your sacred purpose? To merge material and emotional mastery, to show the world that money, power, and leadership can have a heart. When you live from that space, you inspire others to lead with empathy and to create wealth that heals, not harms. Your mantra? My power is sacred. My heart is my compass. I create with purpose and I lead with love. Cancer plus Life Path 9, the soulful humanitarian. This is a deeply emotional and spiritually evolved combination. Cancer is ruled by the moon, intuitive, nurturing, and heart-centered. Life Path 9 is the number of the old soul, the humanitarian, the one who came to give, heal, and uplift the collective. Together they form the empathic visionary, the one who feels the world and still chooses to love it. If you're a Cancer with Life Path 9, you are the cosmic mother. Regardless of gender, you embody this soft but powerful role, caretaker, healer, and wisdom holder. You feel responsible for the emotional well-being of those around you, not because you have to, but because you can. You came into this life carrying wisdom. In fact, you may have felt different or older than your peers even as a child. You were likely very aware of others' feelings, drawn to animals or people in pain, and had an almost psychic sense of when something was off. You are highly intuitive, emotionally generous, and artistically gifted, guided by compassion over logic. You may have a passion for helping people through and healing arts, nonprofits or activism, music, art or storytelling, teaching or counseling. And yet with all this love, your soul has walked through loss. Life Path 9 is often marked by endings, spiritual initiations, and karmic lessons. Add Cancer-sensitive nature, and you may have gone through heartbreak, betrayal, or emotional abandonment that left deep marks on your soul. But those wounds, they awakened your gifts. Your pain didn't make you bitter. It made you brave. It carved out space for even more compassion. You didn't shut down. You turned your heartbreak into healing for others. That is your superpower. However, your challenges often come from giving too much. Both Cancer and Life Path 9 want to save the world. You may attract emotionally needy people, or find yourself drained by always being the caretaker. You may struggle with boundaries, guilt when you say no, and carrying emotional burdens that aren't yours, and feeling misunderstood or unappreciated. But your lesson in this life is to give without losing yourself. You're not here to rescue people. You're here to remind them of their light. You don't have to sacrifice your energy to be a good person. In fact, the more you fill your own cup, the more powerful your impact becomes. In relationships, you are romantic, soulful, and deeply loyal. You love through actions, small details, and unwavering emotional support. But you must learn to receive love too, not just give it. You may be drawn to partners who are wounded or in need of healing. While your empathy is beautiful, be mindful. Your role is not to fix people. It's to walk beside them in their healing, not carry them through it. Your soul came here to awaken compassion, not only in others but in yourself. You are meant to be a beacon of love, a safe space for others, and a gentle force of transformation. Your greatest power is in your ability to feel and still choose to act from love, not fear. Your healing mantra could be, I release what is not mine to carry. I lead with love and honor my soul's boundaries. My heart is my strength. You are the ocean, vast, healing, and full of ancient wisdom. When you embrace both your sensitivity and your sovereignty, you become a healer not just for people, but for the collective soul of humanity. Cancer plus master number 11. The visionary healer. This combination is profoundly spiritual, sensitive, and magnetic. Cancer's lunar influence gives you intuition, nurturing instincts, and emotional depth. Master number 11 brings spiritual insight, divine inspiration, and a soul mission to uplift collective consciousness. Together, you are a lightworker in human form. If you are a Cancer with Life Path 11, your soul chose a path that is both intensely beautiful and deeply challenging. You are a bridge between realms, able to sense what others feel, see what's unseen, and hold space for transformation on a soul level. You likely can pick up on the energy in a room before anyone speaks, and have vivid dreams, synchronicities, or psychic downloads, and feel the emotions of others in your body. Struggle with emotional overwhelm or anxiety. As a child, you may have felt like you didn't quite belong, like you were different, too sensitive, or too much. You weren't. You were tuned in. Your vibration is high, and your nervous system reflects that. You feel everything, deeply. Cancer gives you a desire to protect, nurture, and create emotional safety. Master number 11 gives you the insight and urgency to bring light into darkness. You can't ignore suffering. Your heart opens even when it's been broken. But here's the core of your mission. You're not just here to feel. You're here to channel. Whether you're expressing through art, healing, writing, music, spiritual teachings, or simply holding presence for others, you are a vessel for divine energy. You are a counselor with a psychic edge, a nurturer with visionary insight, a creator whose work carries healing frequencies, a truth speaker who cuts through illusions with love. Your challenge lies in the weight of the mission. Master number 11 often feels like too much. There's so much you want to do, give, change, fix, and you often feel like time is running out. Add Cancer's emotional nature, and this can create internal storms of doubt, anxiety, or emotional shutdown. You might struggle with overthinking and feeling like you're not doing enough, emotional burnout, and fear of your own power or voice. But here's the truth. You are enough simply by being who you are. Your presence heals. Your softness heals. Your authenticity heals. You don't have to push to fulfill your purpose. Your path unfolds when you trust your intuition and surrender to divine timing. In love, you're emotionally intense and spiritually connected. You want a partner who understands your depth, someone you can create a sacred union with. Not just romance, but resonance. You crave a soul-deep connection, but be careful of losing yourself in others' emotions, taking on their pain as your own. dimming your light to keep the peace. You're here to shine, not shrink. Your spiritual gifts will continue to evolve throughout your life. And the more you create space for your own healing, through therapy, energy work, rest, or spiritual practice, the brighter your channel becomes. Your healing mantra might be, I honor the light within me. I lead with compassion, but I protect my peace. I am safe to be seen, safe to feel, and safe to rise. You are here to awaken hearts, to hold the frequency of love even in chaos, and to remind the world that healing is possible, because you've lived it. When a Cancer 11 stands in their truth, they are like moonlight on still water, gentle, mysterious, and utterly transformational. Cancer plus Master number 22. The sacred architect of emotional foundations. This is one of the most powerful yet tender combinations in the entire zodiac numerology matrix. Cancer, the divine nurturer and protector, meets Master number 22, the master builder, who came here to turn dreams into legacies. Together, this creates a soul who is born to create emotional sanctuaries that last generations. You are not just here to feel. You are here to build through feeling. Let's start with your core energies. Cancer is ruled by the moon. It brings intuition, protection, memory, healing, emotional wisdom, and a deep-rooted love for home and family. Life Path 22 is one of the most spiritually demanding paths. It brings immense power to manifest, organize, lead, and create tangible change in the world. It's the energy of empires, but not for ego, for service. When you combine the two, you get a soul who feels the world's pain, but doesn't just cry about it. You want to change it. And sees the broken systems and quietly starts designing better ones. Takes care of others not only emotionally, but through real-world solutions. And builds safe homes, safe spaces, and sacred containers for healing, growth, and love. You're the one who, born dreams of starting a healing center, writes the curriculum that transforms a generation, and designs homes where people feel safe and connected. Leads a nonprofit that uplifts children or animals, and raises a family with consciousness, structure, and depth. You are the divine mother and the divine architect in one. You see what's missing, and instead of blaming, you build. Your Cancer side makes you compassionate, nostalgic, and spiritually attuned. Your 22 path adds responsibility, pressure, and the sense that you are meant for something big. And you are. But here's the shadow side. You may feel overwhelmed by potential. Like the dream is too big. Like you don't have time, money, help, or confidence. You may fall into procrastination, burnout, or perfectionism. Cancer makes you cautious. 22 gives you visionary downloads. And together, it can feel like a storm of, I want to, but what if I fail? Also, you may spend too much energy taking care of others while putting your mission on the back burner. As a Cancer, nurturing is natural. But as a 22, you're here to build something that lasts. Not just for your family, but for the world. You have to remember, you were chosen for this. The visions you hold are not random. They're sacred blueprints downloaded into you by your higher self. You are the safe harbor, the soul home, the one who builds with bricks made of love, trust, and spiritual wisdom. In love, you are fiercely loyal, emotionally generous, and deeply devoted. You build your relationships like a home, with care, foundation, and layers of intimacy. But you also need a partner who understands your emotional waves, your long-term goals, and desire to create a legacy. You're not looking for shallow flings. You want soul-rooted connection, someone who helps build the life you feel destined to live. In your career, you may be drawn to healing, therapy, psychology, conscious business, architecture or home design, and child advocacy, and community building, and spiritual education, emotional coaching, anything that makes the world safer, softer, or stronger. But remember, your path is slow-cooked. It's not about overnight success. You're laying spiritual infrastructure. Think in decades, not days. Your emotional sensitivity is not a weakness. It's your guidance system. Your vision is not too much. It's your soul's contract. Your mantra could be, I trust my vision. I lead with heart and build with soul. I am creating sacred spaces. For myself, for my loved ones, and for the world. When a Cancer 22 rises into alignment, they become pillars of light in the community. You are the one people turn to when they need shelter. not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and generationally. You are not here to blend in. You are here to leave a mark, a safe place that continues to nurture others long after you're gone. Cancer plus master number 33, the devoted flame of divine nurturing. This combination is pure spiritual service wrapped in tenderness, courage, and radiant love. When Cancer, the mother of the zodiac, joins forces with master number 33, the cosmic teacher, healer, and unconditional lover, you get a soul who is not just here to care, but to uplift the collective heart of humanity. You were born to love loudly, protect fiercely, and heal deeply, and you likely knew it from a young age. This is not an easy path. It's the path of the divine flame, the emotional alchemist, the sacred guide, the soul who carries the pain of many and turns it into light. Let's start with your core energies. Cancer is intuitive, maternal, emotionally intelligent, and profoundly connected to home, memory, and soul roots. You're governed by the moon, so your emotions move in cycles, like tides pulled by celestial forces. Master number 33 is a spiritual powerhouse. It's the master teacher and master healer, embodying the wisdom of 11 and the building capacity of 22, but infused with the mission of service through love. It's not just about learning or building, it's about transforming lives through compassion and selfless giving. When these energies meet, your soul becomes an incubator for transformation. You're the one who feels the room before you even enter it, knows what people need before they say a word, shows up when others leave, and loves people in their darkest hour, nurtures the wounded, the lonely, the forgotten, has the courage to stay soft in a hard world. You are a cosmic mother, whether you have children or not. Your very presence is healing. Your words soothe, your touch mends, and your energy brings others home to themselves. But here's what most people don't see. You carry so much. You've been through pain that could have hardened you, but you chose love instead. You've sacrificed, stayed up late, held others through their storms, often while hiding your own tears. This is the path of the 33. It's the path of the soul that chooses to stay open even when the world says close. The path that loves even when it aches. That shows up even when it's tired. That believes healing is possible, because you've lived it. But let's talk about the shadow. Because your soul came here to serve, you may fall into overgiving, martyrdom, and emotional depletion. You might take care of everyone except yourself, and put your dreams on the back burner. Feel guilt when you say no. Stay in unhealthy relationships out of obligation or empathy. Burn out because you don't receive the love you give. And your Cancer side? It doesn't make this easier. It intensifies your emotional bonds, your attachment to home, and your desire to protect. You're so good at showing up for others, but you forget to refill your own cup. Your lesson, your medicine, your evolution is this. You are not here to sacrifice. You are here to shine. You don't have to break yourself to heal others. You don't have to earn love by overgiving. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You're here to teach divine love, but not just to the world, to yourself too. Your healing begins when you learn. Saying no can be an act of love. Saying boundaries protect your sacred flame. Or receiving is just as holy as giving. Your dreams are part of your purpose. You don't need to fix everyone, you just need to be fully you. In relationships, you are romantic, sensitive, loyal, and nurturing. You need emotional safety, mutual support, a partner who honors your purpose, and space to rest and recharge. You love with your whole being and deserve a love that holds you just as fully. In your career and soul work, you may be drawn to and healing, therapy, energy work, and spiritual teaching or intuitive guidance, and sacred activism or nonprofit work, conscious parenting or birth work, art, music, or writing that heals. Any path that allows you to bring love into form. You are a soul whisperer, a lighthouse, a midwife for transformation. You don't just raise children, you raise consciousness. You don't just love people, you lift them. You don't just teach, you awaken. When you step into your calling without fear of your own power, you become a living embodiment of divine love, a sanctuary for souls, a spiritual matriarch, a mirror of grace. Your soul's affirmation might be, I am love in action, I lead with light, I receive as I give, my softness is my strength. Never forget this, beautiful Cancer 33. Your light was not meant to flicker, it was meant to blaze. Not to burn you out, but to ignite healing wherever you go. You are not just a healer, you are a sacred fire. And the world needs you now more than ever. And there you have it, my beautiful souls. Cancer combined with every life path number from 1 to 9, and the powerful master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Each of you is a sacred soul blueprint wrapped in cosmic stardust, your Cancerian heart beating in rhythm with your soul's ancient journey. Whether you're the bold protector, the sensitive visionary, the mystic builder, or the radiant healer, your path is entirely your own. But you're never walking it alone. Let's take a breath together, because this was a lot. We just traveled through emotional tides, soul missions, karmic lessons, sacred service, and spiritual truths. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not too much. You are just enough for the mission you were born to fulfill. You are not broken. You are becoming every scar, every moment of softness. Every time you loved too deeply and didn't regret it. You are here to love and be loved. Not just in the way Cancer often does, giving endlessly, but in the way your soul truly needs. Deeply, safely, soulfully. Your life path number is the map, and your Cancer sign is the compass. Together they guide you back to your power, back to your purpose, back to your truest self. Whether you're just discovering numerology or you've known your numbers for years, I hope this video gave you clarity, affirmation, and maybe even a little emotional release. That's what we do here. We go deep, not because it's trendy, but because the soul deserves it. Now I'd love to hear from you. What is your life path number? Did this message reflect your journey? Which part resonated the most with you? Drop it in the comments below. I truly read every one, and the way this community lifts and reflects each other is pure magic. And if this video spoke to your heart, please like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs it. Because your support helps keep this space sacred and lets the algorithm know that soulful content like this matters. You can also check out my full Zodiac plus numerology playlist for more signs and deeper insights. We're building something beautiful here, a soul tribe of deep feelers, cosmic thinkers, and love warriors. I'm Pandora, and it is an honor to walk this path with you. Every comment, every view, every share, it reminds me why this work is so sacred, why you are so sacred. So until next time, my radiant moonbeam, protect your peace, trust your inner tides, and never apologize for your sensitivity. It's your greatest superpower. You are the soul of the ocean wrapped in starlight. Stay gentle, stay powerful, and stay you. I'll see you in the next video.